What do I even say here? What do I even say here? Playing with Fire is a movie that exists in 2019. It's playing in theaters across the country. Yikes. So, this film stars John Cena, Keegan-Michael Key, Judy Greer, John Leguizamo, and it's about a team of smoke jumpers. They have to clarify that in the movie. Smoke jumpers, not actual firemen. And they rescue 3 kids who are in a burning building. And they have to take care of them until their parents come back. And the minute I saw this trailer, I was like, yeah, this movie's not going to be good. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be good. But this is it. This is the bottom of the barrel. This is the worst of the year. I've survived the worst movie of the year. I mean, where do I begin with this? I guess, is there anything good in this movie? Okay, there's like one minor funny scene that's actually intentionally funny. That's it. And even then, it's not really that funny in retrospect. So, that's the thing. This movie's never funny. And it's like, yeah, I didn't laugh during the trailer, but I have a rule with comedy trailers. If I don't laugh during the trailers, then usually it's a pretty good movie. But if I do laugh a lot in the trailers, the movie's probably gonna suck. Because they're showing all the best jokes in the trailer, so you're thinking, oh, this is gonna be really funny, and you actually see the movie, and it's not really funny. But with this movie, the trailers were definitely bad. They weren't that funny. And this movie definitely has funny people involved. Like, John Cena, he's proven to be very funny. Keegan-Michael Key's really funny. Judy Greer can be really funny. But everything in this movie's bad. Everything. This has the worst innuendo in a movie. Like, okay, so there's a scene where John Cena is barbecuing for everybody, and Judy Greer's his love interest. I should mention that. And he has lighter fluid in his hand while he's like doing this. And then she comes by, and the lighter fluid's like by his manhood. And when he comes by, he's like, oh, and he squirts and it's all over the place, and it burns up the place. I'm like my mouth dropped during that scene. Like, you also see in the trailer, like, at one point, they have to change the little kid's diaper, and, yeah, it's gross, but it's so bad. The scene is so stupid. It's disgusting. It's... At one point, the girl is actually smiling at them while they're changing her, and it's like, this is disturbing. And this is marketed towards kids and families. And, like, nothing in this movie is... Like, I keep saying that. Nothing in this movie is funny. Like, how many times do I have to keep saying that while watching this movie? It's not funny. That's not funny. This is not funny. Okay, that was funny for a second. This is still not funny. And, like, the movie tries to have a heart. Shocking. There's a heart in this movie. It doesn't work. It's like... There's a very serious moment between, like, John Cena and the kids. Like, in the middle of the movie. And... yeah, I saw it coming. It's not funny. It's also predictable. And... But then, like, after the very serious scene, they have to do this very funny and disturbing scene where he actually hunts a squirrel and skins it and shows it's like, who's hungry? Like, are you serious right now? In a kids movie? I know kids movies can go into dark material, but jeez, what? And then he also has to use the bathroom. He has to go number 2 in the woods. And the little girl is crying because she needs him by his side. So he has to go into the woods so he can go to the bathroom. And he's staring at her during the whole thing. I'm like, and then they go back to another serious scene, and they basically continue the conversation that they had earlier. I'm like, and that's basically the rest of the movie after the second half. It's like, they have a serious scene, then this crude scene, serious scene, crude scene, and it goes on and on and on. And also, like I have all the respect in the world for, firemen, firefighters, smoke jumpers. I do. But this movie treats them like garbage. Like, at first you're thinking, like, there's a scene in the beginning where they're interviewing Dennis Haysbert from the Allstate commercials. And he's asked in an interview, like, how, smoke jumpers and firefighters, they're like modern superheroes and such. And he's like, yeah, I guess they are. And honestly, like, there are only 3 scenes in this 90-minute movie with actual firefighting. Like, I don't think they actually do anything firefighting related. By the time they get the kids back to the fire station, and at the very end. And, like, even those scenes are horribly done. Like, they put out the fire for, like, a few seconds, and then it cuts to this woman saying, John Cena's hot. I'm like, what? That makes no sense. And, like, she says it's in front of her husband, so, oh, it's funny. And, like, it's not funny. And then the scene where they rescue the kids, it's also not funny, because it's like, this is supposed to be a serious moment. This should be an intense moment. So what happens? Oh, they mishear John Cena, and he's being lifted in the air, and it gets hurt, and it's like, oh, fall. Yeah, fall. It's like, what are you doing, man? It's like, what are you doing? Like, seriously, what I'm saying, what are you doing? And then, like, there's a scene where they have to, like, get ready for the little girl's birthday, because apparently they know her birthday. Somehow. And they go into the store late at night. And they try to get as much stuff as they can. Not just for the little girl, but for the other 2 kids as well. And they literally steal stuff out of customers' hands. They scare various customers as well. And it's not really funny. Like, the one funny scene I mentioned is in that scene. But even that's not funny when I'm thinking about it. Just like, these are good role models for kids. People who scare random customers and steal from them like it's freaking Black Friday. There's so many random moments in this movie, too. It's just odd as well. Like, that's the best word, odd. Like, John Cena, he's not good with kids. He's not really good with people in general. That's a running joke in the movie. And, like, at one point, he's forced to give a lullaby to the little girl, because she can't go to bed without a lullaby, and he can't really think of anything funny. So the first thing he says is, there once was a man from Nantucket. I'm like, look, even I'm not good with kids, but even I wouldn't do that. And, like, and, like, everything else in this movie's odd. It's like, Keegan-Michael Key randomly appears and disappears and then comes back in. And it's, like, really odd, like, why he does that. Like Keegan-Michael Key, get back with Jordan Peele. Have him put you in one of his movies. For crying out loud. And, like, there's this guy with, like, a big, scary, bald guy with an axe. Who is very, like, he's supposed to be very intimidating throughout the entire movie, but there's this running gag where they all watch My Little Pony. And he really starts liking it, to the point where he starts singing to the little girl on her birthday the My Little Pony theme song, like he's an opera singer or something, and I'm like, this is just bizarre. This is just, like, I'm laughing not because I think it's funny, but because it's so odd. This is just not a good movie. Like, we had, like, this was a really tough year for movies. This really was, for all the good movies that came out this year. Like, Parasite, Jojo Rabbit, Lighthouse, Ford v Ferrari. I'm trying to get to those. A bunch of other movies that came out. And then you have movies like, Countdown, Jexy, The Intruder, The Hustle, Replicas, and then this. This is the bottom of the barrel. This is it. Don't do movies like this again. Like, this is a movie from 2005, for crying out loud. Like, remember when Vin Diesel was in The Pacifier? Or when Ice Cube was in Are We There Yet? Remember when it was, like, tough guys doing, like, kid-friendly stuff, and it was funny because we know them from their tough guy images? And I feel like that's what this movie was supposed to be like, Pacifier, Are We Done Yet? Might as well throw in Tooth Fairy in there. And it's like, it got lost in the garbage can or whatever for years. And then they were like, oh no, let's release this in theaters. Let's just release it right now and just get it over with and just try to make some quick bucks. No, it was actually made in 2019. This movie was made in 2019. I've seen a lot of bad movies this year, but I don't think this movie can be topped. Like, I don't think this movie can be topped. It's that bad. It's that odd. It's that unfocused. It's that unfunny. It's that stupid. And before you go on and say it's for kids, no, it's not for kids. Because it teaches kids horrible lessons. It has horrible jokes. And I always hate that with kids' movies. When we see good kids' movies, we just call them good movies. Like, we call Pixar movies great movies. And, like, when we see a bad kids' movie, for instance, like this, we go, oh, yeah, it's bad. We admit it's bad. But it's for kids, so who cares? I don't care. I care. I care because it's like, I don't mind ripping apart a movie for adults, and just as much as I don't mind ripping apart a movie for kids. But This movie broke me. I'll say it. This movie broke me. Like, The Intruder almost got me. Remake of The Lion King almost got me. But no, this is the one that got me. This is the worst. This is the bottom of the barrel right here. I keep saying that, but it's the best metaphor for this movie. It's the bottom. It's the worst. And I know that there are great people involved in this movie. John Cena, again, he can be very funny. Keegan-Michael Key is very talented. Judy Greer's a great supporting actress. John Leguizamo can be funny at times. And they're all doing this for a paycheck, essentially. This is a paycheck movie. It's wrong in every sense of the word. It's disgusting. It's unfunny. It's unfocused. It's generic. It's cliched. It's just bad. 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 I need a really good movie to really get the taste of this movie out of my mouth. If you actually seen the movie, you kind of get why I really don't want to use that phrase. But then again, I don't want you to see this movie. I'm going as low as I can. I'm giving this 0 out of 4 stars. Skip it. Oh my god. So, that was my review on Playing with Fire. So, what is the worst movie of the year to you guys? I really want to know. Because Man. Man! God! So, comment down below. Subscribe to my channel if you want me to see me to rants about other movies that are bad. I need to drink or something. God.